Have you ever been so excited for an upcoming brand new video game just to be disappointed and let down again when it turns out the main character is a woman? No? You haven't? Well, congratulations, dog. You're normal.
I don't think anyone's complaining about them.
Grifters are completely ruining gaming. And that might sound dramatic or like I'm giving them too much credit, but they legit actually have enough dumbasses listening to the words they're saying to the point where it actually has a detrimental effect on gaming. But let's take a step back real quick, because some of you might not even know what the hell I'm talking about. To understand how we got to where we are in gaming, we first need to understand what a grifter is. The definition of grifter that I like the most is petty swindler. And I can't lie, I can't think of a better description. Because that's what these little trolls do, bro. They just fucking they create issues out of literally thin air, Houdini, and then they convince you that you should be mad about said made-up issue. Now, we see this in a lot of places. Politics is one of the biggest ones, but gaming is among the absolute worst. And it's hilarious because besides YouTube, there's really only one platform that these people really like to congregate on. You go on Instagram, TikTok, some shit like that, there's gonna be normal conversations being held about gaming. Just some normal people for the love of the game, maybe a couple of debates, some shit like that. Everything changes when you open twitter.com. I am not calling that shit X, gang.
Nah, fam. You deadass didn't use Twitter to make your points, did you? That's the worst place to do it, no matter what side it is. Here's an example.
I said, no, Donald Trump, get out of here with using Halo for your shitty, dehumanizing police state propaganda. No one thinks your shit is cool besides low IQ, MAGA cult members on X, half of which are bots. Y'all gonna find out soon next election. So this is why they call him Angry Joe.
Now, the modern Halo fan is equipped with 3 lines of defense. The first is often the most effective. They'll simply mockingly repeat what the person has said, which Twitter has taught them automatically invalidates what that person is saying. If they don't feel like putting that much effort in on this particular day, they'll use the second option. Just call the person a Bungie fanboy. And thirdly, if all else fails, they must pull out their trap card. You're probably homophobic.
Or sexist and or racist bigot. That works too.
Have you ever been so excited for an upcoming brand new video game just to be disappointed and let down again when it turns out the main character is a woman?
We already know where this is going.
We should have never allowed people to get paid from engagement on their tweets on Twitter. That shit has been the most detrimental thing to society since crack hit in the 80s. And then to add fuel to the fire, we got this whole rage bait culture going on now. Cause you can say some shit that you know is completely false and then turn around and hide behind, bro, you fell for the rage bait. Let me give you guys a couple examples of what we're talking about here. Take the Wolverine game coming out for PlayStation 5. You guys remember the Wolverine reveal just a couple of weeks ago, right? Showed Wolverine, Mystique, the combat, some of the story, the graphics look good. I mean, shit. Nope. It ain't good enough for these losers. For a group of people that can't even stand it when a woman is the lead character in the game.
Again, who's saying that? Hey, look, a straw man.
You would think that a Wolverine video game would be their cup of tea. You'd think that would be exactly what they need. Nah, bro. They're mad about the woman that is in the game. These people are mad that the X-Man Mystique, the blue shape-shifting mutant, is not sexy enough for them. Okay, I hear y'all. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Bro, they're out here talking about DEI Mystique. What the hell does that even mean? It's at the point now they just throw around whatever buzzword they want to, bro. This shit makes no sense. Cause dog, the attractiveness of a character does not impact the gameplay at all.
I don't know.
No, but it sure as hell hurts marketing.
Why do we give a damn about the side characters' looks right now?
Oh, I don't know.
On top of that, this shit is the most ironic thing ever. Have y'all seen Mystique in any other media besides Jennifer Lawrence Mystique? Besides her, hold on now. But have y'all seen Mystique in any other like cartoon or any other appearance? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. She's mega chopped.
Huh?
What?
What? Pause. Have you seen Mystique in any cartoons or any other appearances? She's mega hot! Maybe he doesn't know what chopped means. I'll help him out. Chopped means ugly. If you know X-Men, you know she ain't ugly. Even on a bad day, you should know better. And the modern ones don't count cause the writers don't know pop culture nor human beings at all. And people wonder why the Middle East hate us.
Brother,
Bruh, on multiple occasions she uses her powers of seduction and transformation to get what she wants. So yeah, Mystique has to be sexy. By the way, Rebecca Romaine's better.
Like, deadass, bro. Ironically, this is one of the best looking appearances of Mystique. She looks good. Listen, I'm cracking.
You sure are. Bro, if you think that cranky crease is better than her normal smooth face, and this pancake booty is better than her OG femme thickness, you either gay, don't know X-Men, or...
They create issues out of literally thin air, Houdini, and then they convince you that you should be mad about said made-up issue.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
Even ScarJo's Black Widow had a much better feminine physique and plump dump than this one. See, I used a real woman so that way he can't say that this booty is normal female physique. Bro, I've been pointing out alleged scammers more than he has at this point.
But okay, cool. They don't like Mystique. Whatever. DEI Mystique. They love manly men in their video games, right? So Wolverine, at the very least, being the main character and the main focus about this game, that should be enough for them to not be complaining too much. Yeah, bro. This Wolverine is a soy boy to them. This Wolverine...
The trouble just has a way of finding me.
Isn't Wolverine enough for these people.
He does look a little softer than normal.
Dog, it gets to... What are we talking about? I'm watching this man turn people into Anakin Skywalker, bro. Leaping at people with max ferocity. This man is about homicide right now. And it's not enough for y'all? This is ass. This is ass to y'all?
I like Kratos.
Like, it gets to a point where I really wonder, what is it that y'all want from these games? They are just committed to the grift, bro. It's insane. Remember how I said they will make up things to be mad at and then try to convince you to be mad at the thing they made up?
So what if you can tear up beings? There's already tons of games that do that. So what if you can parkour? There's already tons of games that do that too. Every AAA studio shits out the exact same bland slop that you play for a week to a month and never touch again. What makes this any different? So far you've shown me is Pancake Booty Mystique and Soft Features Wolverine, made by the now shitty studio Insomniac Games that's overrun by an activist agency, Sweet Baby Inc. So yeah, not looking too good.
Just listen to a clip of one of my favorite grifters, the wonderful Vara Dark. Let me just play you a quick clip of something she said recently.
I thought we were talking about Twitter and scammers. Whatever.
One thing that I thought was really weird about this trailer that I had said while I was live streaming the State of Play is the fact that 90% of the enemies that Wolverine is beating up are minorities. So I just have a very sneaking suspicion that it's going to be about his white privilege and him coming to terms with that and him trying to become a better man. I just have a feeling that that is not a coincidence.
Oh, Vara. My sweet, sweet angel. Are you smoking crack? This is how you know these people don't play or care about the games they're talking about at all.
Oh, like X-Men? Also, Wolverine's not out yet. So, no, she can't play it. Good job. First correct thing he said.
They just want to monetize off of your outrage. Why does it look like Wolverine's fighting a lot of minorities in the Wolverine game trailer? I don't know, man. Could it be that the game's not in fucking America? Dog, the game is set in Madripoor, a fictional country, not the United States. So if anything, Wolverine is the minority where he's at in that story.
Oh my gosh. That's not what she's saying, my guy. You're being too fucking literal. She's not talking about minorities in America. She's talking about Wolverine going after people that are not white. Read between the fucking lines. We all know Madripoor is based off of Singapore, back when Singapore was fucking dangerous. Her argument is that they'll put the same bullshit that all these other consultant agencies do. And that's misunderstanding the bad guys because they're not like Logan. We're worried that somehow, in some way, these thugs and gang members aren't criminals in this story. They're misunderstood. Their horrific violence is really rebellion, and the big bad capitalists are the real villains of the story. Logan will have to change his heart and realize criminals are really heroes at the end of the day. Don't doubt me on this. This is what these jack assholes do.
And guys, these people do this with every game now.
Critique and show concerns? Oh no, not that.
I just showed you them saying Mystique in the new Wolverine game ain't sexy enough for them.
And I just showed you why.
So that begs the question, what do they want these characters to look like? And of course, it was no other game than Ghost of Yotei to provide us an answer to this question. Holy fuck, we cannot be serious. If Ghost of Yotei made Atsu look like this, the game would have sold 1 million copies by now. Holy shit. I can smell the person who tweeted this from here. I mean this with all sincerity, bro. You cannot be dead ass. Bro, this game is set in the 1600s. I'm a gamer. I don't need my character to look like this shit. Nobody in the 1600s is looking like this, bro. Shit, nobody today is naturally looking like this.
Nope, not at all.
And I'm a gamer, bro. I'd much rather have my character look like this. Forget the yitties. Like, bro, corn is free. You feel me? If you're really trying to see all that, you know, hit the Google one time or hear me out. Even better, go talk to a woman in real life. I know, that's a crazy ass concept for some of y'all, but hear me out. That shit is way more rewarding.
I don't believe you do know. Sidebar, I would never insult my watchers like he did with his.
This is what gives gamers a bad rap, bro. I look at tweets like this, I just feel disappointment, bro. Like, this tweet really just describes everything in a nutshell, bro. Cause like, dog, what the fuck are you talking about? And the real irony of this tweet, it came out October 8th. The caption reads, if Ghost of Yotei made Atsu look like this, the game would have sold 1 million copies by now. The game came out October 2nd and sold 1 million copies the first day. Which means by the time this dumbass tweeted this tweet, the game had already sold well over 1 million copies.
Yeah, okay, I agree. This was not the best execution for this argument. Yes, the 1 million copies was off and should have been worded 1 million more copies. And yes, I too don't want to play a woman with breasts the size of King Kong's ballsack. But again, you've got to read between the lines because you're missing the point of this tweet. See, I did my research, and this guy here, Mr. Philip Chan, is a hyperbolic memer. This is for the trolls and lols. But the context of this post is dead-ass correct. People want to play charming, attractive characters versus plain, boring, and yes, bitchy characters. And may I dare say, ugly. Let's take fighting games for example. Fighting games now are starting to have the exact same formula. 2D/2.5D fighters, 3D fighters, team-up fighters, usually 3v3, and platform fighters, with some sort of gimmick they all do. Very rarely do they go off this beaten path and make something that's more than just a gimmick. So, the only thing that can keep any hands on a company's new fighting game is attractive and charming characters. It's one of the reasons Dragon Ball FighterZ, with pre-established and well-known charming and attractive characters made for a fighting game, Duke It Out is one of the most beloved fighting games of all time. What world are you on, sir? Regardless of mechanics, if the characters don't look good in a fighting game, people ain't gonna play them. And don't act like y'all didn't quote-unquote fix art either.
So here's the original tweet of this redraw. Says, I made a redesign for Uzaki-chan. She is now normal. As you can probably imagine, people in Japan are curious what this person means about she is now normal. What's that supposed to mean? And this tweet actually gets over 16,000 likes. Oh my gosh. And if you needed a better look at the art, well, there you go. That's apparently normal Uzaki. Clearly, a large reason why a lot of these artists are getting so much backlash for their redraws is because of the framing. They're framing it in such a smug way, and not like a smug that they actually pull off. It's the kind of smug that just falls flat and you think to yourself, this is pathetic. This person's a total loser, you know? She's now normal. And what the other redraws, what were they saying? I improved the terrible design. They say things like that. It's so obnoxious. Let's read the response from JP Twitter. And the Google Translate, let's take a look. She is now normal and grass. Obesity isn't normal in Japan. It's abnormal enough to be scolded by doctors. Instead of having a level of individuality or something like that, obesity is the cause of all illnesses. So the English, the translation's not perfect, but I think that one works out pretty well. You certainly get the idea. At least I hope you do.
Oh, but don't you worry. Tony CENO has a rebuttal for that, too.
This is not Concord, right? Concord was another story. Concord was a hero shooter, right? A hero shooter. Every character has a unique design, unique abilities. They have to incentivize you to play said characters. No one's going to spend money playing a hero shooter where none of the heroes look good at all. But a story mode game, something that follows a narrative with a lead character that's been with the franchise for what, over 20 years now? Like, what are we even talking?
All right, it's time to school this kid. Let's talk about one of the greatest first-person shooters of all time, Bungie's Halo, my favorite video game franchise. It's got one of the greatest stories ever in video games. It's a god-tiered icon and a campaign with a fantastic replayability value. But specifically, I want to focus on Halo Reach with a character named Kat. Now, Kat ain't designed like a supermodel Bayonetta, and she ain't got any skimpy outfit. But there's a catch. This character is a fleshed-out character, with charm and personality. She doesn't scowl, she's mature, and most importantly, she's not bitchy like certain other AAA studios like to make characters nowadays.
That thing's crushing us and we're waiting for backup. They'll be backing up a graveyard.
All our nukes are either out system or went down with the ships that carried them. You're preaching to the converted.
How converted?
I know that look, Kat.
You can say no.
No.
You don't even want to hear it?
Fine, I'll hear it.
We take the day to plan it with downtown and hit the warehouse tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? This thing's not gonna sit still for that long. If we don't grab it, someone else will.
You all are capable of a lot, but this is way out of our league.
There's no guarantee it'll be there tomorrow. We need to go now.
She said no. You understand that word, or has it got too many fucking syllables for you?
Why don't you go walk your ass around a mall, Grandpa? Heroes are talking.
Ma'am, I'll be happy to serve as your driver. I want to assure you that I'm fully capable.
Don't touch me.
Hey!
Go ahead. Explain.
May I?
Don't cut yourself.
Objective, destroy Covenant carrier in geosynchronous orbit above us.
This sanctions, sir.
What do you think?
Method, a slip space drive in lieu of the nukes we don't have. Delivery system, us. Solvable, getting us up there. That and getting our hands on a slip space drive. Thank you for sharing.
I say, we wait for him to leave, or how about we find a new lead? He's not worth it. I'm wasting my time, aren't I?
Can you please claim him? I don't need another hunter swooping in.
Who is swooping? No one is crazy enough to go there.
He clearly is.
He is clearly desperate.
And so am I, so claim him, or I will find another agent.
Your friends are beyond saving. How many more lives will be lost while you try and fail?
I do not need a lecture on morality from a shark.
Signal. It's patchy, but it's there.
I'll take it.
Let's not touch anything. You wouldn't want to ground this place.
Are you, you know?
Ugh, single? Yes, and happily so.
I was gonna say Kryptonian.
Men are the same on every Earth.
I'm a work in progress.
Allow me to make some adjustments. How's that biobelt work?
White dwarf matter. Complicated stuff.
You saying it's too complicated for a blonde?
Sir, that true about Gauntlet Red and Echo teams assigned to civilian evac ops?
Those are senior level communique.
I hear what I hear. Point is, why put Spartans on defensive deployments?
I need that link to SATCOM, Cat.
Chasing it. But this console's got more shrapnel in it than transceivers. You didn't answer my question.
You want to know if we're losing?
I know we're losing. I want to know if we've lost.
You stupid old man. You don't get to rush this.
As you can see, Kat shows respect, while the others show disrespect. And Bungie, being smarter than another studio, still gave her femininity and sex appeal. And boy, does she got it. In other words, yes, you can have your cake and eat it too, if you know what I mean.
Best not touch anything. You wouldn't want to ground this place.
I'll ground that.
Most modern female characters are filled with snark and bitchy behavior. And when you're that ugly on the inside, it'll show on the outside when it comes to design. I can think of no better example than the original, beautiful, and feminine lady from Devil May Cry versus the bitchy butch girl boss from a D-Stank Cars version on Netflix. Listen to the difference on how they talk about Sparta. It's night and day.
You've heard of it, haven't you? The legend of Sparta? When I was young, my father would tell me stories about it. Long ago, in ancient times, a demon rebelled against his own kind for the sake of the human race. With his sword, he shut the portal to the demonic realm and sealed the evil entities off from our human world. But since he was a demon himself, his power was also trapped on the other side. I never believed it. I thought it was just a child's fairy tale. But I discovered that this so-called legend wasn't a myth at all. Sparta existed.
Sparta's the one hell dweller who might be worth not vaporizing on sight. He was a demon knight, whatever that means. Big bad warrior, blah blah blah. Served as the right hand of Mundus, the demon's king, 2,000 years ago when our world was still connected to their shithole. And Mundus wasn't happy just ruling the shithole. He wanted to conquer humanity, make slaves of us all. Typical demon shit. And I guess Sparta woke up one day and realized, hey, this is evil as fuck. So he rebelled. He fought against Mundus, taking out hundreds of his own former legions. Kind of the least he could fucking do, really.
The original lady talks with reverence and respect of something truly miraculous that has never been seen before, and that's a demon having a heart like Sparta did. The other one is flippant and disrespectful, like the sheer gravity of the situation doesn't matter, like it's all bullshit or something. Gosh, fuck that Vivzy Pop millennial writing bullshit. Bro, if you can't tell the difference of how women were treated in media back then and now, I don't know how to help you. Well, except for this advice.
Go talk to a woman in real life.
But with this dumbass Soyjack's logic, if it's a story mode game, charming and attractive characters don't matter. Right, why should I be bothered to have an appealing character for an entire story? This guy can't be that fucking dumb. He might be, and I kind of believe he might be.
Dumbass!
Look, we're not asking for hyper supermodel real dolls here, but at least can we agree? If you're gonna base your characters off of real beautiful female models, can we not intentionally uglify them? Can we at least agree that's disrespectful to the real actresses in their games and a little sexist when it's a constant trend? But yeah, I guess I'm sexist. What happened to femininity, man? What happened to being just proud of being a woman? Bro, it would be one thing if the butches were alongside other female characters that were attractive and did like being women. But these butch dykes are everywhere! Everywhere, dude. They're bitchy, they're mean-spirited, they're catty, snarky, and flat-out cruel. That is terrible representation of women.
I know y'all don't talk to women in real life.
And it's not just the women that got it rough. The men are becoming demasculated soy boys. It's the type of confidence that intimidates these consultant agencies. Because they don't have it. Buddy, do you have any point that's valid at all about grifters?
The Witcher series being one of the most beloved game franchises ever. What are they mad at this time? Go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all take a quick guess. I'm gonna give you a few seconds.
No, wait, let me guess. You found a random post about women, didn't you?
You ready? DEI makes everything worse. And it's just 2 pictures of the main character. At first, I just thought they were mad that this game has a female lead.
Fuck this bitch. First off, yes, the earlier version is better. Secondly, no one is talking about having female leads the way you're talking about it. Alright, his ignorance is actually starting to piss me off. Let me speed run through his points and actually do his job for him on this.
This dumbass said 13 million copies sold versus 1.3 million sold. Like I said, Ghost of Yotei is a flop. Dickhead!
Yes, this is actually a solid point. Finally, we're there. Andy Pants is a retard for saying this. Ghost of Tsushima had sold over 13 million copies in a span of 4 years. Ghost of Yotei came out in a month. You cannot compare 4 years sales over a month sales. That is absolute Down syndrome. Tony Boy here also does manage to talk about Grums and his unreleased game Ember, a fantastic point for his video. See, that man Grums has a very sketchy past in the gaming business via co-workers' accounts on working with the man, and the fact his game Ember crowdfunded over $1 million, started the project in 2016, and it's still in pre-alpha mode, while failing to acknowledge what's going on with people's crowdfunded money. That's seriously sketchy at best, and worth implying grifting behavior. But Tony CENO here decides instead of using that as a point, he just says he didn't make the game and spends his time making fun of Grums instead.
Like, bro, this dude is a 60-something-year-old man. Hang up the jersey, Unk. It's over.
Class act. But let's give you these points in this video. Let's give you Mr. Philip Chan. Let's give you Andy Pants. Grum seems to be an easy one. Let's just give you him too. Heck, I will give you Asmongold for free. I don't trust that man's politics to save my life. Or did everyone forget when he sided with the leftists' cancel culture on Leafy is Here's uncalled for perma-ban on YouTube back in 2020? A Republican when it's convenient, eh, Asmongold? So what? Grifters are everywhere. Let's look at your camp with Hassan Piker, Mr. Beast, the Paul Brothers, Pokimane, iDubbbz, Ethan Klein, and Pirate Software, just to name a few. That range from very sketchy to flat-out scams. Your camp does plenty of grifting. What these examples you make of grifters really just look like Twitter being Twitter. Simply bad takes fueled by semi-woke emotions. And yes, the right can do some woke takes. It's not grifting, it's just Twitter autism.
Ghost of Yotei might be woke. It might have a woman protagonist. At least it didn't fucking scam me. If a game is ass, I will be the first one to tell you. But criticize the game off real criticism points. Why are we immediately acting like a game is dead on arrival because it has a woman main character?
Again, who's saying this shit about women? Who's talking shit about Metroid Prime 4 that's in this camp? No one, you fucking moron! Stop gaslighting this shit! However, it doesn't matter if you point out these people in your videos are grifters, because your points have been compromised from your biased and flat-out wrong takes. For starters, saying Mystique is ugly when that's objectively, and I mean objectively false, your take that character designs don't matter in story mode games? Like what even? And your take calling us a bunch of misogynists when I have proven the exact opposite makes your takes dead on arrival. And if you even think about going against my points, I can make you look far more misogynistic than you tried with us. Nobody has hated women as main protagonists. You just pulled that out of your ass.
And also one thing I want to say to my young men. Fellas, just because it's coming from a woman, you feel me? Doesn't mean the shit's true. I know, some of y'all are hearing it come from a woman and in your brain you're going, oh my gosh, she feels the same way I do. I knew I wasn't sexist, I just hate when bitches are in my game. No, bro.
Man, he's pissing me off. Just like a rage-baiting grifter. What? Who said that? Not me.
Ha! Got him! Got him!
But you want real points? Let me school your bitch ass. The truth is about Ghost of Yotei, it was going to be a mediocre, quick AAA studio cash grab based on the success of its predecessor. And yes, most of those sales are because of its predecessor. So it's going to be a bland sequel, so in order for AAA studios to spice it up, they decided to rage bait us with a bunch of fucking bullshit.
The voice actress and the mocap actor for the main character of Ghost of Yotai started systematically blocking content creators on Twitter, people who clearly wouldn't fit her echo chamber.
I didn't even know who she was. I never even interacted, bro. LOL, like, damn, I was actually gonna stick up for her for a bit, but apparently I'm blocked without ever tweeting even once to her. LOL. Kyle was blocked as well.
Oh, this is in Spanish.
Well, I'm blocked by Erica, the protagonist of Ghost of Tsushima 2. I think those responsible are Sweet Baby Inc. Obviously, I won't support the game, especially with attitudes like that. Sucker Punch, thanks, you clowns. Bro, enough time has passed. You were asking for it, LOL. Act normal and she won't block you. Dead emoji. TBH, it's rather funny because you weren't even toxic towards her. What's normal? You think anyone who has even the smallest criticism towards anything isn't acting normal? What kind of stand is that? If some random actress has blocked you on this site for seemingly no reason, there's a good chance you might just be a huge and that's why. The clear implication is that the people the actress is blocking are most likely, quote, Adelaide, by virtue of simply being blocked by her. When in reality, the actress is doing the blocking is a deranged political activist, and by extension, the in this equation. Wouldn't it be nice if this made incels die?
The tolerant left, everyone. Meanwhile, he has a wife and kids, and last I recall, there's a natural disaster in a village in his area, and he got medical supplies to those people. And what have you done for anyone, Alan? Gall.
Oddly enough, she also blocked people that were defending her. I don't know why, and I don't care to find out.
Seriously, woman, I was defending you. Well, I guess that's the last time I try to be a gentleman.
Well, that's where you made your mistake. Because clearly, judging by some of her tweets, she hates men.
Let's not be the kind of people they think we are and just jump on the hate train because, one, a woman or black person being in a game doesn't automatically make them woke. Link below.
A few moments later.
Well, that was interesting.
You needed some pronouns in your bio, bro.
But criticize the game off real criticism points. Why are we immediately acting like a game is dead on arrival because it has a woman main character?
This started off a chain reaction of netizens looking into Erica's internet history, which, unless your whole identity hinges on the message, your sexuality, or being an armchair activist, you will find her to be off-putting, to say the least.
TERFs. Can I say this? TERFs. TERFs. And it is, I still maintain though that
Everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic.
Black Girls Code, great programming, code camps, and partnerships with schools to empower tech, provide opportunities for black girls in tech.
Black women are the most educated people in the country right now. How much more help do they need? That's a genuine question.
Real talk, real talk.
Black Trans Collective that helps pay for rent and gender affirmation surgery in the black LGBT community. Oh boy.
Her posts are pretty far left-leaning. In fact, I'd say radical left.
I used to love Harry Potter, went to every midnight release, cosplayed as even in an HP-themed improv group.
Oh boy, it's a theater kid. Explains everything.
Now I'm happy to instead support and be part of the fantasy narratives where all are welcome. Trans community, we deserve our own better magic. I will always fight for that.
Then write it. Like, for God's sakes, write the book.
Muting, but I wanted to reiterate the trans rights or human rights. I asked that instead of replying to negative comments to turn that effort towards positive action, donation, sharing, supporting. Let's keep going. The positive messages you learn from a story are yours alone. That the storyteller is a hateful bigot on the wrong side of history. Can't take that away from you. Trans and non-binary people are valid. Fight hatred. A drunk guy got up in my space at the arcade and asked, "Are you single?" while I was playing a rhythm game. I shouted, "Dude, if you bother me while I'm playing this game, I will kick your ass."
I call bullshit on that.
And my girlfriend and a femme fatale walked up to flank me. Haven't seen him since.
I doubt that this story is true, and if it was, it's an odd flex to say a man found me attractive, but I'm a lesbian and I hate men, so I threatened him. It just reeks of man-hating posts, which is the in vogue thing to do right now on social media. TikTok is nothing but misandry.
Abolish the police. It is unconstitutional to allow this racist institution to terrorize the citizens they are sworn to protect. Abolish the police.
And all this other dumb, insane crap that literally you only spout if you're absolutely brain rotten with political bull and have nothing else in your life.
Sucker Punch did hire a former Sweet Baby Inc. employee, according to the Dark Place.
Hiring activists for a game that has a history which doesn't connect with the gaming community, is a big red flag. It's not enough to put me away from the game yet, but it is a red flag regardless. I hope it's the only one.
But wait! There's more!
Hey everybody. So as many of you surely already know, Ghost of Yotai's studio, Sucker Punch, was involved in controversy a couple of weeks ago as some of their developers were seen mocking, demeaning, and celebrating the political assassination of Charlie Kirk over on Blue Sky, just as it had happened. First, no matter what spot in the wide political spectrum you may find yourself in, I think it's normal to see what happened as a terrible day in our collective history as, well, just people undergoing difficult times across many places in the, let's say, Western world. No matter what you thought of the man, what happened was regrettable and bad for every single one of us. It was an attack on free speech, a terror attack, with the goal of provoking fear, uncertainty, and further division between people.
Yeah, really horrendous things that make nobody want to buy that game out of sheer principle.
But lying and making up false things to be angry about just so you can get paid a little bit of extra money, that shit's loser activity, bro.
But if you want real receipts of this game not doing well, I'll be happy to show you.
Tsushima was an unknown new franchise at the time, so naturally it's expected that when a new franchise has a crazy start like Tsushima did, which, let's look at that data from 5 years ago if you don't mind, as seen here from Sony themselves 5 years ago. Tsushima was the fastest selling new IP in Sony's history at the time, with 2.4 million units sold in its first week. Yotei has not sold anywhere near that, unfortunately, for them. It's actually probably about half of that. Again, that 1.1 million units is for digital only, but again, digital is the strongest sell for most games, and the fact that Sony was barely able to break just over 1 million copies sold, and arguably their 3 biggest markets that cover most of the planet is, well, let's be real guys, not good at all.
Oh no! What happened?
Oh, it's because this guy says we're all sexist.
Ghost of Yotei might be woke. It might have a woman protagonist. At least it didn't fucking scam me.
Not at all. You just bought a game that was run by hateful, spiteful, and evil psychopaths. What a W for you! You're gonna play this game for like, what, a month? And then never touch it again. Cause then you'll be focused on the next corporate slop, you slop-eater. Never trust shit-lib slop-eaters.
Not every game is perfect, and bad games do deserve to be criticized. Trust me, trust me. If a game is ass, I will be the first one to tell you.
Bitch, sit the fuck down and stay out of grown folks' business.
Dickhead.
And he acts like we started it first. Take a look at this waste of time news article that Forbes did back in 2015. Does this look normal to you for a Forbes article? Does this look like we're being out of pocket? These guys are intentionally frumping up these women, including ones based off of real women. Bro, these guys are obsessed with cosmetic appearances. You doubt me? Let's talk about the people in control of these games, the consultant agencies.
This is for the doubters. Here's a glimpse at some of the weirdo activists masking themselves as localizers at a company called Terra Localizations. Now, I'm not going to cover everything, but just know that this rabbit hole goes deep. Just a few months ago, they met up with the senior manager of localization at Capcom, Marco Bombazzi, also the localization project manager at CD Projekt Red, Alexander Redkovich, and finally Miriam Ray-Fanrath, the senior localization project manager at Riot Games back in June.
For example, you see these female characters that are more or less destined to please the male gaze. The more and more you grow up, you start to understand how messed up that is.
My dudes, I don't know why, but I have this weird feeling that this person might be covering up being biased about the sexualization of women.
2 examples that I have off the top of my head will probably be Neville and Mei Shiranui. They felt very empty and hollow. They felt like they were vessels, and their only goal was to please the male gaze.
I wonder why these characters are such a huge problem for these weirdos. Take a look at them. Now back to the characters. Also, what did she say?
Mei Shiranui.
It's not Mei Shiranui, it's Mai Shiranui. You would know that if you actually played the game, you idiot. Anyways, I had to suffer through a whole hour of this feminist slop, so let me just sum it up for you.
Male gaze.
The male gaze. You can select the character's gender identity, regardless of the physical traits. I thought that's very cool.
To disregard the gaming community in these matters, whether the traditional gamers are ready for it or not.
Fellas, just because it's coming from a woman, you feel me, doesn't mean this shit's true.
So when I was small and starting to kind of express myself creatively in either writing or stories or art, I wrote about myself a lot. And I would put myself into a lot of art, into a lot of narratives, and I put my family and people who look like me in all of these cool scenarios.
It has definitely evolved. One of my favorite video game sagas, as you may know, Billy, we've talked about this a lot, is Borderlands, which has a lot of characters from the LGBTQ+ community. One of the main characters from the game, Flack, is paving the way as a non-binary bot, which is a cool story as it is known. It was created by a non-binary developer. Also, Fortnite is another cool example where they introduce a non-binary skin for Battle Royale.
That shit's loser activity, bro.
Bro, they're going after Pokemon creatures and saying that they're sexist. Fucking Pokemon. But it's even worse than that. Let's hear this queer that works in Sweet Baby Inc. talk about their agenda.
No more premeditation. It's time to do a murder.
Time to do a murder, burning the game industry to the ground. And yes, they're threatening and forcing studios to put this bullshit in there.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher-ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
Bro, you cannot tell me they don't have an agenda. You cannot tell me on good faith they don't have an agenda to destroy and uproot the gaming industry. You cannot. And the same rule applies to how they soy boy men. At the end of the day, they don't want women, they don't want men, they want type A and type B body types. Not only that, this is getting pushed by the massive corporate one percenters like State Street, BlackRock, and Vanguard, the company that owns both BlackRock and State Street. These evil empires own these consultant agencies and gaming studios, and then actively force this politically correct garbage down our throats.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming class are women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year, and what we are doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted. Okay,
we're doing the same thing.
And so it's just you have to force behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted. And that's not recruiting, it is development, as Ken said. And ultimately, it's still going to take time, but I am just as much shocked as Ken is that we have not seen more opportunities. And we're going to have to force change.
As you can clearly see, we're not the ones that started shit. They are. We're just trying to move the goalpost back to the way it was from the people that did start shit. We never had these issues brought up prior to the 2010s because there were none. But now, social and political correctness has infested everywhere and has destroyed movies, shows, cartoons, and comics. The last bastion of escaping our politically charged world is anime, manga, and video games. And they're coming after those too. They want us beaten down into submission with propaganda. So maybe, just maybe, those unhinged hot takes you brought up have context on why people are pissed off. And political correctness, or keeping it safe, has companies doing video games that are watered down and follow the exact same formula. taking no risks on innovation whatsoever. That's why no one's excited about the gameplay for Wolverine, so the only thing left is their character designs and personalities. But that apparently doesn't matter to you in story mode games for some reason. Man, you are retarded.
You stink. I can smell you.
Everything is watered down and done before. Take a look at Marvel Rivals. It's nothing more than a clone of Overwatch. And don't give me that bullshit like, nuh-uh, they're completely different characters. Sure, Groot does walls like May, but he can do whip shots. Now that's a little different. Star-Lord may move around like Tracer, but he can fly, and that's unique. And Hulk's got moves like Winston and Diva. Now that's creative, combining the two. Bitch, shut the fuck up about that noise. I only mention this because I know he's literally said it. Who fucking cares what characters do with what abilities? At the end of the day, it's capture the point and move the fucking payload. Heck, Overwatch 2 did more by adding the push objectives. Bitch, you got me defending Overwatch. I fucking hate Overwatch. Those backstabbing woke-ass liars. All these AAA studios are doing now is rerun, recycled, watered down, politically correct bullshit. And they're doing it more and more. This is the real imperative issue. This is the little guy versus the big corporate elites. This is the average Joe versus the evil empire. This is us versus the bullies with power and money against us. You should be on our side, not against us too. But you see, that's misogynist talk.
But what they do know is that there's somebody dumb enough out there to agree with them and believe the shit they're saying. Not only that, but they also know there's people that know the truth. People that know they're bullshitting that are gonna go underneath their post and call them out.
And this is me calling him out. This guy sounds like what I call a whatever wokey. They're so nonchalant about politics where they're like, I don't really care whatever side does stuff. Both sides are idiots, but you know, those right-wingers are a bunch of bigots. That's a whatever wokey.
I'm not actually pissed. I just hate them. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, don't worry, the feeling's mutual. Your takes are null and void at this point, but hey, that's okay. You're a slop-eater. You're a corporate consumer. You're a AAA soy boy. That's fine. Consume product. Eat more slop. What are next? What are next? Consume product. Oh boy, new AAA game comes out. Consume product. Eat more shit. Eat more slop. Consume product. And is probably a fan of Disney to boot. Out of the way, you stormtrooper. So why am I doing this? Well, imagine, if you will, back in the early 2010s, you just want to have some fun and play video games. Then, all of a sudden, without warning, the game industry just calls us gamers a bunch of bigots for no reason whatsoever. And they do it over and over and over and over again until we finally have had enough. Now your average gamer rebels, fights back, and call them out on all their stupid shit. It's a bloodbath between us and them, but we are winning. And what do we get for it? Other gamers calling us bigots. And YouTube is constantly showing them on my feed. Tony CENO just so happened to be the first in my line of sight when I was fed up with it. So I shot at him first. But since Skynet YouTube is generously giving me such content with more of these idiots, I'm firing at Skytube's recommended here. Look, I am not at the level of It's a Gundam, Young Rippa, Nerderotic, The Critical Drinker, Midnight's Edge, Clownfish TV, Literature Devil, Endymion TV, Doomcock, The Quartering, and countless of other poggers. They're doing the Lord's work going after these woke elites in Hollywood. They don't need another one. I'm just protecting their flanks cause I see the problems coming. Take a look at this random clip.
New game is woke as f. I've been hearing a lot of people saying that Ghost of Fiote is woke. I don't know why though, like I don't get it. Is it just because like the character is a woman? Or said she's a woman, she's lesbian, and chopped? Okay bro, don't judge.
False information right out the gate. Woke is not dead, it's just moving around. Like a slithering snake. Remember what I said in January after Trump's election. Things are about to get real dicey. the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, the actual assassination of Charlie Kirk, and now this bullshit. Might as well honor what I said earlier this year and get my fucking Rumble account beefed up. Hey, I'm busy here. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I'm just doing this out of spite for the left. No matter where the left sprouts up, they need to be uprooted. Tony CENO and these others cannot be left alone, or they will cause problems in the gaming culture. They need to be dealt with YouTube 2015 commentary style.
Although I will say, this game would 100% been perceived better if the character was like considerably hotter. If she was like Eve type hot, the game would have been perceived much better.
And I may be a super small YouTube channel, but any way I can just leave a black eye on these lefties is just satisfying enough for me. And don't get this confused. I may or may not be the protagonist of this said story, but I don't want to be anyone's hero. I just want to be my enemy's villain. Oh my gosh, I just realized most of my content is going to be spent watching these dumb assholes.